Goodness me.
Morning.
Morning. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Do you know why I'm good?
Why are you good?
Because this is Brewing with Company. Talk
It
show
is
slash
brewing.
podcast. Whatever the hell you want to call it. We're a couple of average Joes, drink a cup of Joe, and talk about pop culture and video games.
Where you don't have to be a Grand Theft Auto fan, but it sure would be helpful this episode if you are.
Sure be great if you would. If you would, if you were, if you are. All
Something like
past, present tense, future tense, all tense.
It'd be even better if you like, comment, and subscribe.
That would be cool. We got like 134 people to listen to at least 30 seconds of the last video. Can you believe
I
that?
know, right?
Can you
Yeah.
believe it?
I believe it.
I believe it. Dude, there's a guy, I hope he listens to this one too. He listens to all of them, and he always comments on all of them. He's called
Yeah.
Subjective Reviews. Have you seen
Yeah.
this guy on our
Yeah.
comment board?
I like him.
Super awesome dude. He's from, comment if I screwed it up. He's from South Africa. I message him on Twitter from time to time. I forgot to message him back. He hit me up and was like, hey, bro, I haven't heard from you in a while. Are you doing okay? And I forgot to message him. So if you're listening, Subjective Reviews, I'm good, man. I just have a busy life. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that you listen. Yeah, he's one of the few people that actually hop on and like listen to us when we get a little more. You know how we say we're not going to get political, and then we spend 25 minutes being a little bit political. Yeah, he's one of the guys that like hop in and listen to it. But I really like this guy because I'm going to keep shouting him out because we're talking about him. I really like this guy because he ran. It's not up right now because not enough people were helping, but he ran a website, like a blog, where we could all type up our reviews. And I hadn't been able to do any game reviews for a long time because there was a couple websites for some buddies that I used to that have been since shut down and whatever because people can't keep up with the URL. And this guy had one for a little bit, and I posted a bunch of reviews on there, and it's still there. It's still there. He just doesn't upkeep the website anymore. But hey, man, if you're listening, awesome. Thank you. You're like the one guy that kills it for us every single time. Listens to the whole thing. Yeah, dude, I'll take one over none. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But yeah, like you said, we want to talk Grand Theft Auto because Grand Theft Auto 6 is the news all the time. I'm not next to you, so I can't Heimlich you, so you better figure that shit out right now.
There you go. Yeah, no, Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm still excited. I'm still very excited.
Yeah.
Mostly because, it's Grand Theft Auto. Even though I am a little nervous about, a lot of stuff we're probably going to mention. Who can't get behind a Grand Theft Auto game, especially when it's going to come out in a year like 2025.
Do you think it's actually? I was going to say that was my first question. Do you think it actually comes out this year?
I think it will. I am a little bit more naive, I think, than you, but I like to trust them when they say they're going to do what they're going to do.
Well, the whole last episode was talking about, how I trust Naughty Dog enough to reach past some of the face value that came with Intergalactic. I'm going to kind of give the same love to Rockstar, right? I think Rockstar is another studio that just, more so than Naughty Dog, I would even agree to, even though Naughty Dog is like, I prefer that studio over Rockstar. Rockstar has way more of a track record than I think Naughty Dog does. Like, even if I had to compare the two, I think Rockstar has earned their stripes beyond belief. So who knows? I mean, I think the problem with GTA 6 right now is I'm kind of in a limbo of like, I don't know if it's going to release this year. If you did release it this year, I would go, cool, awesome, I believed in it. But even if you delayed it, I would also be like, cool, awesome, I believed in it. I really don't know in between. I mean, we're going on 12 years since GTA 5.
Yeah, I know. That is crazy. I mean,
insane.
That's kind of like one of the big problems I'm having with Grand Theft Auto. Like, why I'm not as hyped. Like, so when Grand Theft Auto 5 was announced and was upcoming, like the weeks, months it was upcoming, and they were releasing Michael's trailer, Franklin's trailer, Trevor's trailer, and all that stuff, and then just like the story trailer and this and that and everything. I can still quote you the he's like, why did I move my family out here? The weather, I guess. That's 13, 12, 13 years ago, and I can still quote that because it was just so iconic. But like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really feeling that way with this. But maybe it's just because it's only been one trailer so far.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because they're keeping. It seems that they're keeping a lot really close to the chest. I don't know. Maybe you can. You've probably done way more research like about it than I have. But like, I don't know. Like, I'm a little nervous because it's been 12 years,
Yeah.
and we saw that they briefly probably stepped away from whatever they were working on in Grand Theft Auto Online to work on Red Dead Redemption, and then went back to Grand Theft Auto Online and released a whole bunch of crazy new stuff that I didn't even play after that. Apparently, I guess now like Franklin's in it too, and I don't know. It's like years after like the main story of Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But like they continued so much. Like there's probably more content, like far more content in online than there was in the actual store, or it maybe just
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that may be a stretch, but at least close. It's a little crazy. How have they, with all of that's been going on pretty fairly recently, how much love and effort have they really put into Grand Theft Auto 6? Because if in a way they know it's going to be a hit, even if it's crap, even if it's a terrible game, they know they're going to make a profit. They're going to make a big profit. It's going to sell. So like, did they go into it thinking, oh, it's going to sell, we don't really need to do that much to it, or did they go into it being like, this is our last, most likely our last hurrah, let's go out doing
Hmm.
the Rockstar thing. I don't know, that's just my thoughts. What do you think about that?
It's kind of hard for me because it's not just the 12-year development cycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that. It, which is already big in itself. It's already a high expectation in itself. You have Grand Theft Auto 5, which is the most, it is the highest grossing piece of entertainment, not video games, not movies,
But
highest
yeah,
grossing piece of entertainment in human history,
that's
which is,
insane.
every time I say that, it's freaking bonkers when you think about it. That the highest grossing anything of all time is not only a video game, but it's Grand Theft Auto, dude, like, which is insane. Um, and a vast majority of that not only has to do with Grand Theft Auto Online, but how Rockstar continues to progress their games. For me, and I know we're already at, we're coming up on 7 years since Red Dead Redemption 2, but for me, Red Dead Redemption
What?
2, 2018, bro.
Oh my god, we are getting
Yeah,
old.
right. But
Sorry,
I
I
think
didn't mean
what,
to interrupt you. Good god.
dude, pulled a Kevin Hart right there.
Yeah,
Damn.
like damn.
He 7 years since Red Dead 2, but for me, Red Dead 2 is easily kind of the it's kind of like the check mark of like, don't worry, we still got this. That's how I look at Red Dead 2. Is you play Red Dead 2 and you go, holy shit, that was a masterpiece, like an
Right.
absolute masterpiece. There's no doubt about it.
100%.
Masterpiece. And then you go, okay, Rockstar's fine. Because that's the way I see it. Is because they were working on GTA Online. GTA 6 was nowhere in sight. Red Dead 2 dropped, and it was like, okay, Rockstar's okay. Rockstar's fine. And if you really gotta reckon, Rockstar employs about 5,900 or 6,000 people, somewhere around there.
Really?
So yeah, they're a massive studio that is bringing in billions of dollars every year. So if you put 2,000 people, 3,000 people on GTA 6 over an 8-year period, and then the rest are working on GTA Online, I'd believe it. Like it's a
Okay.
solid mainstay. It's a solid studio. However, there's two things, right? Like number one is there is zero way that GTA 6 lives up to its impossible expectations.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To the
Or
masses,
I would
anyways.
be I would be I would I will. I almost said I'll eat my hat, but like, you know,
Yeah, dude.
I don't even own a hat. But like,
I
like that, like
but I will
that
buy
would
one
be
and I will eat it.
like that would be I would be very surprised if GTA six is more beloved than GTA 5. It's kind of like no matter like almost no matter what, like Elder Scrolls 6, unless it just is insane, is not beating out Skyrim or
Yeah.
Oblivion. Like, come on.
Well, and here's the thing with GTA games, there's the sky's the limit, right? Because GTA has this open freedom to be so many things
Mhm.
in its own right. That's why GTA Online is so successful.
Right.
So successful to the point that it inspires Ryan Reynolds to make a makeshift movie mimicking it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's so successful across the board that it is the comparable topic to most video games in general, and how entertainment is ran. And it shows that its expectations are building and building and building. And I'm actually going to compare it more to Red Dead 2 myself. I really am, because when I watched the first trailer, it felt like for the first time Grand Theft Auto is really focusing on their main story. Like, not that they don't, but as all the other GTAs are like the satire, the American satire, how it's over exaggerated, how we're drunks, we're alcoholics, we're thieves, we're murderers, we're
Mhm.
guns are everywhere, we're killing in the streets. Like, it's supposed to like exaggerate and personify it's a satire. I feel like I don't have to beat a dead horse with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas GTA 6, when I watched the first trailer, it made me feel like, oh, we're about to get Red Dead Redemption storytelling in a Grand Theft Auto universe. And I don't know how some people feel about that. I really don't know. I haven't dug around with that kind of
I'd be hyped
mentality.
with that.
But I loved the idea of that. I
Oh
really
yeah,
did. This sort of Bonnie and Clyde in-depth story. And can somebody just reveal if that's Troy Baker or not, so I can
I
fall
know.
in love? For God's sakes. But
He has.
I
He's never voiced a Rockstar character, has he?
not that I'm aware of. No. No,
Hmm.
but you know
Okay.
what'll happen eventually. Even if it's not
Yeah.
GTA 6, it's going to be whatever their next
Something.
game is.
Something. Yeah.
I I think there's this slight, there's no way you're living up to the expectations. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. But the other side of that is where my optimism shifts the other way, and I'm kind of more like cautiously optimistic. Dan Houser, Laszlo Jones, and
Yeah.
Leslie Benzi are not a part of this game.
That's what I was. I looked up something like it. It said something like that. I didn't know that Laszlo Jones wasn't in it too. Wasn't
No,
part of
yeah,
it.
Laszlo Jones left with Dan Houser in 2020 so they can make Absurd Adventures.
Right.
Absurd Adventures? Absurd Ventures. Let me Google that real quick. They made
Okay.
a new studio. They're in the process of making a AAA open world game. Absurd Ventures is, I think, what it's called. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see it.
So, Absurd Ventures, which is what Dan Houser's doing, um, and Laszlo Jones is with him. I have no idea what happened to Leslie Benzi. I need to Google more of that type of stuff. So, Dan Houser is a big piece in the Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
universe and the Rockstar universe. I believe he was there since Bully. Like, he's been around. Or
Oh
is
yeah.
he? No, Dan Houser is one of the founders of
Oh
Rockstar.
yeah.
Am
Yeah.
I wrong?
Founders. Yeah. He's been there since the start. Yeah.
I'm thinking of Laszlo Jones. Laszlo, these guys have been around for a hot minute and have been the definition of Rockstar. And they were there for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mhm.
But again, Rockstar is so massive that these guys, I mean, I can't even imagine how many writers are actually on GTA 6 right now. So I'm not crazy worried. I'm just cautiously optimistic. I will give it this. I think I'm going to say something so stupid, but I'm going to stick to my guns here. I'm going to buy the collector's edition of GTA 6.
I mean, I'm going
I'm
to
gonna
too. Yeah.
spend the $200 it's probably gonna be, which is so
Yeah.
dumb. Don't get me wrong. For one reason and one reason only. Not because I think the game is gonna be phenomenal. I just want to be a part of that history. Like,
Yeah.
this game is going to make some history. It doesn't matter what it is, right? I read somewhere that people are expecting it to gross 200 billion in its first year or 6 months or something like that. Which is, if that
I
is
don't
gonna
know.
be true,
I don't know about all that.
dude, who knows though? Because like, there's a lot of rumors on how they would sell the base game at 70. And that they, some people are rumoring that, like, what if they do a 5-day early access for
Oh my
the
god.
deluxe edition and it's
They
like
would
130
definitely make.
bucks?
They would definitely make.
I would
You think
agree,
you
dude.
think they would make $1 billion? You think they make $1 billion for that?
Bro, people are still paying $70 for fucking Call of Duty. Yes, I think they're,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm not trying to talk crazy
Yeah, you
shit
know,
about Call of
I
Duty
feel you. I
fans, but
feel you.
like people are still spending $70 and then $30 on a fucking pass and doing like there are
Yeah.
people that are still spending their wallets on games like Call of Duty and Fortnite. I absolutely 1000% believe that there's going to be millions of people that would pay $130 for the deluxe edition to play GTA 5 or GTA 6, sorry, 5 days early.
Okay, so
100% would believe that if that's something that
and that will
Rockstar
be
did.
us. Don't
I'm
think
going to
it
buy
won't
it.
be us. Don't
I
think
want
it
the
won't be us.
I want the collector's edition. I'm getting a statue, a coin,
Right.
an art book. I just want to be a part of that
No, I feel
history
you.
of like I was around when GTA 6 came out. Like that's I definitely want to be a part of that. So,
It is kind of crazy when you think about it because I wonder what's going to be made like what's going to be satirized because since GTA 5 came out, that was around the time where the first maybe second third generation of smartphones was around, but still there was really no streaming. There was no there wasn't like this like on like YouTube was around, but like it wasn't like this type of what am I trying to say, um like
it wasn't this business. It
yeah,
wasn't
it wasn't this like where average Joes could, you know, have such an influence upon culture. When you think when
so
you
true.
look when you think about like how things have changed, especially in the last like I'd say in the last like 5 years, especially ever since like COVID and everything. Can you believe that COVID was 5 years ago?
Shut
Um,
the fuck up.
I know, right? Um, how the culture has changed and how the average person, the average consumer can really make a difference with something like YouTube, with TikTok, with Instagram, like, you know, with just by getting by and then the whole podcast thing and all that type of stuff, you know, like that wasn't around in 2013 for Rockstar to make fun of. So
Yeah.
what's this gonna be? Because I'm ready for it. I'm
Well,
ready for it. It's gonna
oh
be
yeah.
funny.
I'm super excited to see how because you know, even though, like I said, I think it looks more like a story-driven game, closer to like
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption. It's still
Mhm.
Grand Theft Auto. They're still
Yeah.
gonna do the satire. They're still gonna play on humanity, and I'm with you. Well, the first trailer already proved that, where you see
Mhm.
all the smartphones, the TikTok feeds, you see body cam, the Florida Man stuff, where they're chasing gators and people are on drugs and being crazy. So like, it's still gonna personify that stuff, and I'm with you. I'm really interested to see how it goes. I'm more interested to see like what is the typical GTA side content going to look like? As much as I'm actually really excited for this story, by the way, because it looks like they're really going to think this through and having these two characters and doing these things, which is awesome. I'm actually really on board for that. But I'm also, what is the what's going to bring me in for the 160 hours? Like I'm well aware what's going to bring me in for the 60, you know, in this story, in this world, and being
Mhm.
back in Vice City. But what's going to bring in the 160 for me? What's going to keep me on this thing for a 3 month period before I move on to anything else? What's going to keep me invested in? It's like I'm sure we're going to have the same things, right? You're going to be able to customize your house, your car. You're going to, you know, be able to play sports. Thank you, home arm. You're going to be able to play golf and
Yeah.
tennis and do all these things that all GTA does. I think where I'm more I don't know if I would say concerned, but where I'm more like what's next is you look at GTA 5, you can do fucking everything in that game, dude.
Pretty much, yeah.
Already, dude, you can do pretty much everything in that game. So they need to not only include those things that already exist because that's something we all want a fresh look at, of course.
Right.
They need to find a new itch to scratch, like a new mission structure, a new way to do heists, or maybe I hope they bring back the what is it, the 5-star wanted level. I hope they bring it
Oh
back,
yeah.
dude. I
I
hope
do
they
miss
bring
that.
stuff
I
like
do
that.
miss that where the military comes after you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean I know that's in GTA 5, but like I miss the insanity. I
Right.
want them to have different priority missions, and like to me, I kind of want some hitbox stuff, some more like Hitman style.
Yeah.
Sorry, not hitbox, black box. Sorry,
Okay.
black box style missions and where I can like put on disguises, and I kind of want to have some of that structure in there.
What about stuff that
And
will like kind of like change the story of the game? Like, would you want like a more structured
like
linear, or would you want like your choices to kind of matter? Maybe not necessarily like matter as big as like Baldur's Gate, but like where if you could choose to destroy parts of like the city or something like that, like, and then like
mm,
that stays destroyed for a while, or it's slow, or over time it slowly builds back up, and you can watch it in a way,
the realism stuff is I expect it. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah.
trying to look away from stuff like that because I expect it to be that way. Look,
At this point, yeah.
if if balls on a horse were shrinking in Red Dead 2, I expect there to be construction workers
Oh
working
my
on a
god,
house
I
I
can't
destroyed.
believe they actually did that. That's still so
The
funny to me.
level of detail is expected. So like
Right.
I'm trying to look beyond stuff like that and see like
All right.
what are they
Well,
gonna
I have a question then. Okay, so for the first, let's see, yeah, for the first three Grand Theft Autos, the first three 3D Grand Theft Autos, um, it was more of a rags to riches type of game, right? And
Mhm.
then GTA 5 as well, rags to riches. GTA 4 was the only one that was different, that was a little different. Like, sure, you could get rich in the game, don't get me wrong, but like that wasn't like the point of the game.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would like to see? Because honestly, I mean, it does seem um that the main characters, I can't remember her name at the moment, but it seems like the main characters are like are trying to get money and all that stuff like that. But like, I wonder if there's more to it, like you were talking about, like more story, like I hope that it's similar in storytelling as Grand Theft Auto 4 was, because I
Yeah.
really really love um Grand Theft Auto 4's story. I'll even say I like it better than Grand Theft Auto 5 story. It's
I would agree.
Grand Theft Auto 5 story is probably more entertaining, or no, not entertaining, and more video game entertaining to
Yeah.
play. But Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto 4 story is like, damn, like,
Yeah,
yo,
Nico
Nico
Bellic.
really really went through some stuff. So
Nico Bellic is my favorite Grand Theft Auto character in
yeah,
general, because I love that it. I would still say it's rags to riches, but in a totally different format. Because he's from the Russian military, and he came to America because he wanted to live the propaganda American dream.
right,
Like what he saw in Russia. He wanted to come and be like, "Oh, this is the American dream. Get a job, get a house, build things up." And then he came and found out that
it's
his
not
cousin
that
his
simple. Yeah,
cousin's a drug addict, and it's hard to live in Liberty City, and you know dating these women is like a pain in the ass for Nico, and it's like, and he
yeah,
has to like commit crime in order to like stay afloat, and he gets involved with the wrong people. Like Nico, yeah, I would agree that level of storytelling would be awesome. I don't think it needs to be the same thing. I think the whole point of Grand Theft Auto is rags to riches, so I still think yes, GTA 6 is going to be that similar path where it's like she gets out of jail
right.
and they don't have money to pay rent, or they're on the run and going multiple places. Who knows? But there's ways to make these stories interesting. I don't mind repeating story structure, so
Yeah,
long as
as
you
it
make your
works.
characters interesting. So long as revenge is told over and over again. The Robin Hood tale is told over and over again. Boy
Mhm.
meets girl, girl meets boy. Like the same stories. What is it?
Same seven
Shakespeare.
stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shakespeare says that there's the same seven stories that are rewritten over time, and I think that's absolutely true. Uh, so I don't have an issue with that. I do. I'm kind of with you. I think I'd rather see a GTA 4 style structure, but of course we still get the Grand Theft Auto gameplay in the background, and the goofiness and the fun. And I hope there's some like emotional points in this story as well, because like Grand Theft Auto 5 had intense story beats, but I never shed a tear in Grand Theft Auto 5. You know what I mean? Like I never was like, damn,
yeah.
that hit me in the feels in Grand Theft Auto 5. It, I think this has the opportunity to pull some inspiration from Red Dead 2 and build itself up and
I agree.
and be something. to meet my expectations of it, because obviously the world expectations are not going to be met. It's just not going to happen. And if it does, then it's going to become everybody's favorite game of all time. And now the new standard is that games are going to be $130 and it's going to suck. So I
Yeah,
don't
then
know.
we just continue to play indie games and old games for forever.
For the
For
rest of our
our lives.
lives at that point. Yeah, I mean, every studio, I feel bad for every other studio that's releasing a game this year anywhere near its release date. I don't
Yeah.
blame Rockstar at all for keeping all of their news really, really tight. Every single thing that they've done about GTA 6 has been leaked. So for it
Man.
to, I mean, even the first trailer was leaked a day before
Yeah,
it was supposed to be out. And then Rockstar was like, fuck it, like just send it.
pretty much.
And so there's so much to be done. I'm excited for it though, man, just because of what it is.
Yeah.
Literally, it's incredible how you can build hype around something for just the historical moment of what it is. Because like, even if it flops, I'm gonna have so much fun with it. That's what it is. Like, I think even if it sucks, if it's the worst GTA ever made, I'm still gonna be like, that was a wild ride that we spent 13 years waiting for. Like,
I
that's
know, right?
crazy.
That was crazy.
So
Like, remember that time where we spent 13 years waiting for the greatest game ever, and it was just god awful.
we're still
Like,
waiting for the greatest game ever, sir. It's called Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm more pissed at the gaming community than ever this year, because the rumors leading up to the Game Awards that it might be announced, I didn't believe them for like a good while, but then they started getting really convincing. And during the Game
They
Awards,
got
dude,
you.
when Jeff Keighley was announcing Okami,
Oh yeah,
the sequel to Okami, I thought he was about to announce Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3.
And I was shitting bricks. And thankfully it was Okami, because I went up and then I went down and then I went right back up
You're like,
again, because
oh
I was like,
okay,
"Ooh, Okami."
I can take that.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm mad at everybody for making me think that Half-Life 3 was going to get announced for real, because I haven't believed that in years, and now I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's right there.
One day they're going to, and the internet will literally stop working for a minute.
It'll light on fire. There's still strong rumors that it's in production and that we might see it. I
That would
wouldn't
be
doubt it if we saw. I mean, it's just, how does it get released, right? Do we see it at Summer Games Fest? Do we see it at GDC? Do we see it at the Game Awards at the end of this year? Do we see it?
Yeah.
Who knows? I
Oh
mean,
yeah, this year. Sorry, I keep thinking that it's
Jeff
still
Keighley,
21.
I think he's the type of guy that would try to beat down Gabe Newell's door and be like, let me get this announcement.
Right.
You know what I mean? So who knows? I don't know.
So I had one question that I wanted to ask you about Grand Theft Auto, and I'm pretty sure you've probably been asked this before, but the fact that it's still in a city, even though the city we haven't been back here in years.
Oh yeah.
Would you have liked to have seen a new city in Rockstar's America?
I actually wanted there's a handful of cities that I thought of. I'm actually glad. I'm okay with Vice City. I'm okay with it because I enjoyed Vice City as a game. Even going back and playing the revitalized Vice City was fun.
On the Switch?
Yeah, I unfortunately played it on the Switch. Shouldn't have done that. We were deployed, man. I needed something to do.
Yeah.
I would have preferred something not Vice City. I mean, obviously, if it was Los Santos, we would have all been like, "What the hell?"
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but to me, I kind of wanted to explore, in San Andreas, how it's like 3 different cities, and there's that Vegas one,
Las Venturas.
Venturas. Yeah, whatever. I wanted something like that. If we were gonna revisit a place that we've seen before, because I think Liberty City, GTA 4 did a great job with it. We could leave it alone.
It's pretty fun.
Vice City is obviously the secondary choice, but I would have rather seen either something completely brand new or that Las Vegas, Venturas, or whatever the hell it was called. That was what was on my brain that I thought they were going to go to, and that we were going to see something cool. But I don't know. What city would you want it to be based off of?
My city. Back home.
Oh, Detroit. See, I was thinking Albuquerque, bro.
Albuquerque would be
The
well.
Porque. Dude,
It,
it's right in it's
do
the
you
ghetto
think?
city, bro. It could
Okay,
fit a Grand
if
Theft
they
Auto
did
so well.
if they did do it though, do you have any? Oh my god, the amount of absolutely priceless jokes that they would be making in Albuquerque would be insane. Well, I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know now because all right, here's something a little bit troubling. I did read that that certain groups aren't going to be as like targets of satirization in the new Grand Theft Auto 6, which is like, come on, like it's supposed to be no one's
Man.
off limit, or yeah, no one's off limits. Like that's the point. I like you like they make fun of everybody in Grand Theft Auto 5. Like if you listen to the radio, holy shit,
Yeah, it's bad.
it's so funny. It's like, oh my god, I
It's
love every second of
it's
it.
some of the
But
sexist, racist shit you've ever
oh
heard in your life, and so good. That's what makes it good. I don't know though, because I have a hard time believing that's entirely true. Because even in the first trailer, there was a lot of white trash. There was white people, black people. There was women, men. Like
yeah,
there was everything being crazy. It was the Florida thing,
yeah,
but it was everybody in there. So maybe not. I don't know, man. I'm okay with Grand Theft Auto taking a little bit of a different step. Not because I don't think people should be made fun of, though. Yeah, like I think the best part of Grand Theft Auto is it's like everybody
yeah.
is made fun of. They made fun
Everybody
of the
gets
feds a
everybody gets
shitload. They've made fun of like the FBI and
yeah.
local police departments, the sheriff's offices and stuff like they nobody is off limits. The criminals, the law enforcement, everybody's made
Even
fun
just
of. Like
random
yes,
citizens that you walk past
white,
and
white,
they
black, Asian, Mexican doesn't
yeah,
matter, bro. You
and the
are
way
in
they
there.
talk, like the way they be talking on the phone, or they just talk to each other, and you're like, wait, what did he just say? Like what the
It would be oh man. I don't know. I think it depends on what they divert their focus to. I don't mind I don't mind steering away from some things so long as it steers to another thing, not just
yeah.
gets rid of it or is like, "Ooh, this is offensive." It's like, dude,
Like
if you approach Grand Theft Auto with the idea of something's offensive, you're developing the
you're in the
wrong
wrong
game.
yeah, you're in
You're
the wrong
developing the
fucking place.
wrong game. Yeah, you need to turn into the skid, slide on the ice and crash into everything you possibly can in order to make Grand Theft Auto. And I think, dude, I really do think this will be successful. I actually don't have a lot of fear that this is going to crash and burn. And is there the potential that it's equal to or worse than Grand Theft Auto 5? How do we even compare that?
Yeah,
There's so much content that stems out of Grand Theft Auto 5 that how do we compare that? Is
we can't.
I it
We can't.
it'll be broken into
Unless
categories.
unless six drops with an online thing and does. But then, even then, I don't think it would even become close as successful. It would be reminiscent of Civilization. Like like
Yeah.
Civilization 5 is still the most popular one, even though Civilization 7 is about to come out. Like I'm sorry, I still only play Civilization 5. I think I only
Yeah.
have like maybe 30 hours in Civilization 7. That's only because we were deployed and I was bored and I was like, oh, let's see what this. You know what I mean? So like there's some games, some just something like, and same thing. No, nowadays Sims 4 has overtaken Sims 3, but for a while,
Dude, Sims
like
3 was
Sims 3 was just
top of the board, man. It
right.
was
And
for a
even
long
like
time.
for years after Sims 4 was out. So, and I think that's only just recently like changed in the last like 4 or 5, like two, like excuse me, like last 2 or 3 years. Um, but I don't think I hope, you know what, I hope that GTA 6 doesn't do an online, because
I don't I don't think it will.
I just think that it's overdone, and I think if they do, and here's what I think. Let's say they make a GTA 6 online and it's wildly successful. Just maybe not as successful as GTA 5 online, but like it's wildly successful. Now every single game is gonna try and do the same thing.
Mhm.
It's the Fortnite effect. It's like
Yep, I was just about to say.
it's just not gonna work, and you're just wasting time, resources, and all this other and attention and all that stuff because you're always chasing after the almighty dollar, and it's just like, come on, can you just make us just a great game, please? So I don't know. That's just my fear.
My theory is that GTA 6 doesn't come out with its own online. My theory is that they update the current GTA Online with like a graphics update, with all these kind of things, similar to like what Fortnite did. Completely overhaul their
Oh yeah.
graphics, completely overhaul their engine, and they just keep it going from there. I think it'll be a continuation, and that Grand Theft Auto 5, like the base game,
Mhm.
I could see that finally dwindling out, and mainly because of the 12 years, almost 13 years that we're waiting. A lot of people would be down to just be like, okay, I've done enough of this. I can put this aside now, and
Yeah.
I want GTA 6, and then GTA 6 will come along. I mean, we all thought Red Dead Online was going to be the most popular thing on the planet, and it crashed and burned.
And very
So
quickly. Yeah.
very, very quickly. So I think Rockstar has already learned that just because GTA Online is popular, that they can't necessarily like copy and paste it. I think they know what they're doing in
Let's hope
terms of the
so.
revenue. I mean, every cool thing we're about to see in GTA 6 is due to the grace of dollars that have been pumped into GTA Online. They've built so much revenue off of that damn thing that their people eat good, their developers are paid well. Nobody's leaving that family anytime soon. Like, these guys have set themselves apart in other forms of gaming, not necessarily in the outreach that studios like Larian and have done, but
Right.
they have the opportunity to do something really, really special in entertainment right now. And I think that it's going to be tough road ahead, man. I think there's going to be a mass amount of people that are going to buy it right off the rip, though. They are probably going to have the most money in pre-sales and in
In
pre-orders
history.
of any other game in history as
100%.
soon as it drops. And I'll probably
100%.
be one of them, dude. Like, just
Oh yeah,
to
no,
be a part of it.
yes, yes.
Just to be a part of it. Just to say that I was like, yep, I was one of those X amount of million people of that tossed stupid money to get Grand Theft Auto, and it was dumb, and I'm very glad that I did it so I could have it. So I'm excited for that, and I want the steel case, and I want that thing on my shelf, dude. I want that thing glistening on my shelf of whether it was a success or not, to look at it and be like, yep, I was alive during the craziest release in video game history, which is Grand Theft Auto 6, which I think we can all agree is what it's going to be next to Half-Life 3. Once Half-Life 3 comes out, nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe. I need it.
Wow.
I crave it.
I crave that too. But that is me on Grand Theft Auto 6.
Mm.
Doing
This is me for now on Grand Theft Auto 6 until I
yeah, for now.
put in my pre-order, and then I'll let you know.
As soon as we're able to, I'm sure we'll both text each other at the same time, be like, "Hey, look."
I got it.
Right.
I'm waiting for that second trailer drop. That's really the main thing, is like, give us
Do
some
we know
gameplay.
when that's
Nah,
going to
man,
be?
there's
'Cause
I try to stay away from the rumors, man.
yeah,
I can't tell what's legit anymore and
no.
what's not. So I try not to. But to answer your question, that is me.
Well, I appreciate you quelling some of my fears. So I think what, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think we should trust Rockstar. I think we should just see what happens because I mean they have to know what they're doing. I mean I have to believe that. I have to believe that somebody at Rockstar just got it in the bag because I would be so like honestly if this is a fail if this is like an atrocious failure
I'd be
as
butthurt.
what has happened in the entertainment like in the in like DC, Marvel, Disney, I just don't know how like how my outlook on some of the things that I really enjoy, like storytelling um and video games, books, TV shows, all that type of stuff. I just don't know how that's going to look in the future if something of this nature is as ruined as Star Wars has been for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Look, Rockstar don't miss, man. That's kind of
please
just
don't.
where I'm at. Is they haven't missed, and they another studio with my trust. You know what I mean? Those are probably the only two studios with my trust is like Naughty Dog and Rockstar, and outside of that,
We'll see.
we'll see. If not, then it's indie games, baby, all the way. My
There
Steam
you
Deck's
go.
gonna be loaded with indie games. But either way, if that's you and that's me, then that's us
This
and that's
has
we.
been Brewing with Company.
It
Everybody
has.
stay caffeinated. Let us know what you think in the comments. All that jazz.